Welcome to Grid Money's overview of the NFL's Week 3. Hey guys, I'm Mason Poole, coming off another winning week here off of Week 2. I hope it was as successful for you as it was for us if you followed our favorite bets here on the podcast. If you had action on some of the games, it was a wild ride. There's a good chance that it was affected by injuries, which ours were. Some helped, some didn't help. A few upsets, all very close games, so a lot of the spreads didn't cover if you were going for the winning team. But it was an interesting week. We went for the Seahawks to beat the Steelers, and that's one of the games that was possibly helped by an injury. Sad to say, Ben Roethlisberger went down and is out possibly for the season, and I think that there's a good chance that he's out for good. And it's sad to say it, but it's hard to see one of the greats kind of coming to the end of their career. But it's a good chance that he's not going to be involved as a quarterback anymore from this point on. But it was a win for us as the Seahawks got the win. One of the injuries that definitely did not help us and was disappointing to me on a personal level, because is and has been for a long time my fantasy quarterback. Drew Brees is out for at least 6 weeks, and who knows if he'll return the same. He and his Saints were not able to help us in our bet to let them win against the Rams. Rams are looking pretty good, and I think they're playing the long game. They're not tiring their guys out. It looks like they're trying to go easy on Todd Gurley, making sure that he lasts all season, and I believe that they think that they're serious contenders for the Super Bowl, and they want to save him for that. And they're playing smart, methodical football, and they impressed me this week. So we'll see how that develops and see if we can get some action on that in the future. The other disappointing bet that we had was the Dolphins failed to cover the spread against the Patriots. We knew it was going to be bad, but we had no idea. Let me know what you think. Are the Dolphins already going for the number 1 draft pick? Are they purposefully tanking this early in the season? I know it's a strategy that they all play if they're towards the bottom end and they're getting towards the end of the season. It's easier to let a few points slip by so that they can move up in the draft order. But this early seems a little bit much to me. But if you think it's possible, let me know. Are the Dolphins really making a play to get the number 1 draft pick this early in the season? And do you think they can do it? If so, if you got reason to believe that, it might be worth going for that 16-0 future bet that is out right now. Pretty good odds on that. I have to look it up here in a second. They have high probability of having a perfect record this year, 0-16. So we'll see how that plays out. I don't like playing futures, but if you think that the Dolphins are tanking this early, it might be worth jumping in on that action there. Last bet that we had Sunday was a success, with the Cardinals covering against the Ravens. Already, the Cardinals have proven the analysts wrong in many ways since the beginning of the season. They were never being projected to do very well, but they're doing a lot better against good teams that should be crushing them. And I believe we have at least one more week of the analysts telling us that they're worse than they really are, affecting some of the lines coming out of Vegas. No team wants to do badly, including the Dolphins and especially the Cardinals. And they have some serious talent on that Cardinals team, both sides of the ball. It's still early in the season. This is their chance to do well and pull it together if they have any hopes of having a successful season. With the analysts telling you that no, they're not any good, it's a good opportunity, and we're going to have them in one of our plays here in our favorite bets to get in on some action on the Cardinals doing better than what people are saying they're going to do. So that was our Week 2 NFL overview. We are now up 6% since we started in Week 1, and we're looking to continue making these solid bets. We are exactly even. We are 3-3-1, but we're still up 6%, and it's all about the bets that you're choosing. It's not about quantity, it's all about quality. So if you're making good, solid, researched bets, it's going to give you the best opportunity to make positive increases on your bankroll and help you have a successful betting season this year. How did you guys do? Did anybody have some seriously close games? I'm wondering, with all these close games, watching the Bronco-Bears game, how it just goes back and forth. If anybody lost their breakfast over watching any of these bets that they had on the games. Some interesting games. Thankfully, I didn't have any action on any of the close ones. But it was a good week. We're going to cover our favorite bets of Week 3. Up until this morning, I had the Giants to beat the Bucs on my list. Since then, I've heard that Eli Manning is no longer the starting quarterback in New York, which does affect my lines, and it does affect Vegas's lines as well. It's a little bit more accurate now, I believe. And they could do very well with Daniel Jones under the center, but it's just not worth putting action on, in my opinion. It's close. You're welcome to try it, and it'd be one of those higher risk, high reward situations that I don't think it's wise to jump in on, but if that's the kind of bettor you are, go for it. I've got 4 bets for you again this week. And since we already covered it a little bit, we're going to start off with the Cardinals game. Panthers are headed to Arizona, where they are projected to beat the Cardinals by 3 points. If you really believe that the Panthers are a solid, good team this year, then I think that the spread should be way higher than 3 points. A 3-point spread doesn't really hint at a lot of faith in the Panthers offense. And I believe that the Cardinals are a little bit better than what analysts are predicting them to be this year. That being the case, I've got them winning it straight out. Moneyline at plus 120 is attractive enough for me to take action on that. Should be a good return if they win, and there's a high chance that they will win. They're 0-1-1 this year so far, and they're looking for that first win. And I think they find it in Arizona this week against the Panthers. Up next, we've got Texans playing at the Chargers. And again, the home team, the Chargers are expected to win, according to Vegas, by 3 points. Both are very good teams. Both have had a difficult schedule so far. And both have performed very well, even when losing. We're seeing some small mistakes from both teams, but I think that we're seeing more consistent, good performances from the Texans side. That and the Chargers' appearance of being unable to deliver in some key situations so far. I think the Texans have a better chance than what Vegas is projecting to win this game. So I've got them winning in an even more attractive money line at plus 150, which in my mind just makes it too attractive to pass up, given the skill level of both teams. Last money line that I have for you is going to be Falcons against the Colts. Falcons are listed as the underdog, as the away team. And the Vegas spread is even thinner than normal. They're projected to lose by 2 points. And we got to hand it to Brissett and all the other young quarterbacks that did well in Week 1. They all delivered and did well in Week 2. Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, I'd put in the list as doing well as well. Jacoby Brissett, Josh Allen, they're all hanging in there. And it was the veterans that really let things slack in this week. And if they weren't slacking, they were getting injured. So way to go for the young Bucks to stepping up to the challenge and doing well. Brissett is doing well. But just being in the new team that he is and the rebuilding team, I don't think that the Colts have what it takes to be a consistently successful winning team this year. The Falcons, I think, are still being affected by their bad performance in Week 1. But I think we saw the performance that they deserved and that they've earned in Week 2. And they're crushing it again. And as I'm seeing some of the old team that has been rebuilt and that wants to have an incredible season this year. So the Falcons, I think, will win this. Not a very attractive money line, but at plus 105, I think we got a very strong chance of them winning, and it's worth taking the action on that bet. Last bet of the day. I know it's a stretch, and it bit us in the ass last week, but I've got the Dolphins covering the spread against the Cowboys again this week. It's an even bigger spread than it was last week at minus 21. I do not believe that the Dolphins are trying to go for the draft pick this early in the season, and that's what affects my decision on this bet. Like I said earlier, if you believe that the Dolphins are going for that draft pick, that does affect whether or not they're going to win or lose games in the future. I do not see that happening. I think everybody on the team wants to win, whether they're being told to lose on purpose, which is against the rules, so I think it's even less likely that is happening. I think they're smarter than that. The players on the team want to win. They want to do well, and they don't have to win the game, and they probably won't, but I don't think they're going to lose by more than 21.5 points this coming Sunday. So that's where I have that. Those are 4 favorite bets of the week. They're working good for us so far. It's going to be the Cardinals, money line against the Panthers, Texans, money line against the Chargers, Falcons, money line against the Colts, and the Dolphins to cover the spread of 21.5 against the Cowboys. We'll see how it goes. Those are our favorite bets of the week. Well, that about does it for us this week, guys. I wish you the best of luck. Make sure if you're playing fantasy this week or daily fantasy, make sure you go check out knowtheodds.net and check out the fantasy rankings page to see deals of the week and our top ranked players of each position. It's updated daily. And make sure you use that to kickstart your research into who you're going to play this week. We'll talk to you next week. Happy gaming, everybody.